There's an absurd amount of video game developers in the industry, and since I've become one myself, I've seen a lot of different stereotypes. Every game developer has something that makes them special or unique, but with those strengths come some pretty interesting weaknesses. I haven't seen any videos like this yet, so I thought I'd create a list myself, which I feel like are the most common types of game developers out there. Even though there's hundreds, if not thousands of different kinds, I managed to narrow it down to the top 10 most recognizable and relatable. Now there's no particular order, but I will say each one gets a little bit more spicy, so buckle in and let's get started. The first one is the visionary. These are the dreamers, the people with ideas so big they can barely fit inside their own head. On the positive side, they push the limits of creativity. They inspire others to think outside the box and shoot for the stars. But the downside is, their scope is usually so massive that their game will never get finished unless they have hundreds of employees working for them. Their first game is often a giant MMO or open world RPG which they spend years working on just to make a playable prototype. Altogether, the visionary is a source of inspiration, but also a reminder that sometimes smaller dreams are the ones that actually get finished. Next up is the perfectionist. These developers want everything to be flawless and professional. When it comes to their strength, they have the ability to make their games look absolutely incredible by polishing every little detail. They raise the standard for everyone else, but perfection comes at a price. Sometimes in the pursuit of getting every pixel lined up, they polish the originality right out of the game or miss the mark completely on what it means to be fun. Their games end up looking amazing, but sometimes feel a little bit soulless. In the end, the perfectionist shows us the beauty of quality work, but also that chasing perfection might actually be holding you back. Now let's talk about the prototyper. This dev is always pursuing new ideas, cranking out unique concepts every week. The good news is they're brilliant at experimenting and masters when it comes to testing. They can create playable builds faster than almost anyone, and they always have a handful of projects in the works. The bad news is finishing those projects isn't really their strong suit. They leave behind a trail of half-finished games and waste countless hours on prototypes that will never get published. At their best, the prototyper is a fountain of creativity, but at their worst, they're stuck in an endless loop starting new projects but never finishing them. Then we have the jack of all trades. These devs take pride in doing absolutely everything themselves. Code, art, music, marketing, you name it, they'll handle it, while also feeling the need to constantly remind everyone they're a solo dev. The positive here is they embody the true spirit of what it means to be an indie developer, and it's seriously impressive to see one person with so many talents. But the flip side is they struggle to accept help with the things they struggle with, even when they desperately need it. That often leads to burnout or worse, projects that never quite reach their full potential. Altogether, the jack of all trades is inspiring, but also a lesson that sometimes a bit of teamwork can go a long way. Next is the programmer. These are the devs who can implement any feature or mechanic they want with ease and make engines do things no other developers thought possible. Their positive side, they're problem solvers and can make well-optimized and powerful systems to bring any idea to life. But they also have the habit of adding features just because they can. Suddenly, your simple platformer now is a fully simulated weather system, 3 dialogue trees, and a crafting mechanic nobody asked for. The programmer is both a wizard and a warning. Just because you can code it doesn't mean you should. Now the designer. These are the planners, the people who can create detailed game design docs, flowcharts, and systems that map everything out. Their strength is preparation and always knowing where the project is headed next. But the weakness comes when the plan changes. They struggle to start until everything is written down, and once it's written, they don't like rewriting it. Flexibility is not their favorite word, and when players aren't in line with their vision, things don't work out too well for their game. The designer is the brain of the operation, but sometimes the brain needs to let the hands actually do some work. Moving on to the artist. These devs can make games that are drop-dead gorgeous with unique styles that stand out from a mile away. The good thing is they create beauty in games with an incredible sense of visual cohesion. The downside, sometimes the art outshines the gameplay and fun. Stunning visuals don't mean much if the game lacks substance or gives you nothing to do. People want a game to play and don't want to watch a movie or read a book. The artist proves that looks can make all the difference, but gameplay has to show up to the party too. Now we have the copycat. These devs are always chasing trends and replicating whatever's popular. The good side is they can execute solid mechanics and often improve on existing formulas. Sometimes they even make a better version than the original. The bad side is originality usually takes a back seat and they struggle to come up with fresh ideas themselves. A lot of their work feels like reskins or clones without a real identity and sole purpose of being a cash grab. The copycat reminds us that learning from others is good, but coming up with your own ideas or twists is what really makes a game stand out. Next is the Critic Slayer. No matter the feedback, they stand by their project with quite a lot of confidence. Even when others doubt them, they keep moving forward fully committed to their vision. The biggest strength for these devs is that nothing can stop them and they don't instantly crumble under pressure or negativity. The bad side, well, they take every suggestion as a personal attack and feel the need to respond to every negative review they get. The Critic Slayer is inspiring in their confidence, but a little feedback every now and then wouldn't kill them. And finally, the juiciest of them all, the YouTuber. These are the devs who put just as much time and effort into documenting their journey as they do actual game development. The positive is they inspire and educate others. Their devlogs, tutorials, and exclusive pay-to-access Patreon content helps out a lot of new developers. But the downside is they often care more about getting sponsors and selling their viewer courses over actually developing their game. The YouTuber is a blessing for the community, but also a reminder that making games and making content are two completely different jobs. Well, that wraps up the list, but before you go, I have two quick questions for you. If you're a game developer, which do you feel like is the most relatable? I'd also love to know, are there any types I missed which should have been in this list? Anyways, if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing if you want to help my studio reach 20K, or come join our Discord, link in the description. My name is Max Anderson, and see you beans in the next video.